Hey people, it's Steel Gamer with a video reply to pretty much every single person in the Tom Clancy's The Division subsection of the Ubisoft forums. Before getting into anything in this video, I'm just going to make a statement to all the people posting complaints about people glitching, cheating, using exploits, hacking, or whatever you want to call it. If you're not going to do anything to solve the problem, then stop posting these stupid complaints wasting everybody's time. Because people such as myself and several other members who have actually given you proper information, you've either thrown it in our face and told us it's not true or we're lying, and then you just continue complaining, or you just sit there and fucking say, well, just deal with it. So that being said, I'm not going to waste anybody else's time. I'm going to get right into this topic, starting with the people who fucking don't understand. I have taken ZeniMax Media to court. Now, if you're going to claim that case doesn't exist because you did a Google search on it, then that means you don't know how to look something up. You need a docket number to find the case I was in. Without that docket number, you won't find it. Good luck trying to find it because I'm not giving you the docket number. Which brings me to the point is I really don't care whether you believe me or not. I was in court with ZeniMax Media, and I almost took Valve to court. So therefore, I have an aspect on this that everybody is saying doesn't exist, doesn't have. So, let me get into this. First of all, I'm going to use Dustin1280 here as an example, because he is looking at one single section of this that doesn't have any relevance to what we're talking about. You can't just use this one section. So because of this, he doesn't understand how to read contracts. So I'm going to explain what the legal definition of a breach of contract means, because everybody seems to not understand how this works. The legal definition, and I'll be breaking this down in simple terms, the legal definition of breach of contract is when one or more parties who have signed a legally binding agreement directly does something that violates that agreement. That is the legal definition of breach of contract. When either party violates the agreement the other party has agreed to either provide and or agreed to abide by what they're providing, you now have a legal claim, period. It doesn't matter whether a subsection in it says you may do this or not. You sign your signature is on the entire document. Breaking anything in that document means you are in violation of breach of contract. That is how it works. That is why Dustin doesn't understand that. It says may result in a ban, and he doesn't understand why I specifically stated cheaters are automatically supposed to permanently be removed from the game. What it states there is only part of it. You have to look at the overview. So let me get into this. Alright. A legally binding contract is something that can be legally upheld in a court of law. When it comes to digital, there are two types of EULA or terms of agreement. There is what's called a click wrap agreement, and there is what is called a click browse agreement. The difference between the two of them makes one binding and the other one not. A click browse agreement is something you can just click I agree to without having to scroll through anything and keep going to the next one until you click I agree and then you go through. A click wrap agreement is legally binding because it makes you scroll through the entire thing before the ability for you to click I agree becomes available. Those are the differences. Bill Clinton in 2000 has signed into law what's called the Digital Signature Act, and that means click wrap agreements under digital law are now legally binding contracts which can be upheld in a court of law. For those of you who don't want to argue against this, I'm not going to waste my fucking time with you. I just explained to you what year and who signed it into law and why it's in existence, period. So, that being said, here is the deal. In layman's terms, what I'm telling people to do is, when you click I agree to a terms of service in a game, in there it states you will not cheat. There is also another subsection stating if you break anything in the terms of agreement, the result is a termination of your account permanently. It's in the terms of service. Read it. Don't tell me it's not in there, because it is. I've read it. Secondly, once you violate that terms of service, since you're supposed to be removed from the game, and Ubisoft does not remove you from the game for doing it, they are now in breach of contract because they are supposed to be providing you a cheat-free environment by having people agree not to cheat. It works both ways. Now, Ubisoft's name is on this contract simply because it's their contract. They are having you sign it. Their name is automatically on it. So when you click I agree, Ubisoft's signature is on it, and so is yours. Since every single person in existence signs that same agreement, Ubisoft cannot cherry pick who it applies to. Even though they do it, it's not legal. They're not allowed to do it. The fact that you people don't seem to understand this is where the problem is coming from. So, because Ubisoft is allowing this to go on, Ubisoft is in breach of contract. They have agreed to provide you a cheat-free environment by having people click, I agree not to cheat. They know what's going on over a substantial amount of time, and now you can hold them legally accountable because you clicked, I agree, which means Ubisoft is supposed to provide you with that service in the same fashion you're supposed to abide by Ubisoft saying you are not to mess with the game standards in any way, shape, or form. Period. So, if you guys don't understand that at this point, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But that's all there is to it, and I'm not even going to get into debates with this anymore. So, either do something about it or stop talking. You want to do something about it? You can contact me on Skype. My information is there, and I'll go into great detail exactly how to do this. But don't sit there and debate with me that what I'm saying isn't true when I've gone through it. That's all there is to it. CO Gamer signing off.